As director of La Casa, I really, for the first time, worked as a student affairs administrator. And here I am now, 20 years as vice president of student affairs. It really defined my career because there was the first time I worked with students directly, and I haven't stopped doing that since.
Rewarding experiences, I had many. I think just the daily, just being around here, being around La Casa and being part of the activities that are going on, the students were holding. How kind the students were to my parents. Because, you don't see somebody bringing down, they're going to graduate school and but they bring their parents down with them. So building that kind of sense of family and support, and how kind the students were. I always remember that. And also, I remember fondly Bruce Nesbitt. I keep talking about him as a mentor, but the relationship that I had with him, and how incredible a person he was. I think he'll go down as one of the all-time leaders, I think.
I understood the importance of a place like that, like La Casa, and I still understand the place. That's why I work here, and I think why I seek out places like this, where that kind of community exists, and where those of us who have achieved something can help bring up the next generation and give them the mentorship and the support, because I had that there, and just that experience. It's not even so much that I got the mentoring, but the experience of mentoring for me was so invigorating and made me feel so alive, and that's still the case.
By the year 2035, I mean, in terms of our history in this country, we will be the dominant force. And the issues that this country is facing, whether it be immigration reform, whether it be providing financial aid to undocumented children and health insurance to undocumented children, to the colonial status of Puerto Rico, to the rights of Latinas and children. We're one of the youngest groups, and yet we don't get the same rights in terms of education opportunities. Our dropout rates are still climbing like crazy, 65–70%. Our students need to know what went before, and they need to understand the struggles of those groups, like that first group of Latinos that launched La Casa. And they need to understand their history, and all the histories of people that have come before, and how they have to continue the struggle. That we can't just be satisfied coming to a Big Ten campus and being part of sorority or fraternity or this group or that group, but we have to do our bit. We have to do our part. We have to play our role and really push for change and become leaders, because that's what our people need.
Right now at this time, I feel very optimistic because of the new changes that probably having someone that is in charge of the cultural programs, that I will be able to sit with the directors and try to see what is the new generations wanting to go for, what do they want to do, what is the vision of us as not just necessarily Latinos, but Asian Americans, African Americans. How can we work together more as a group, continue working together? It's not that we have not been working together, but there is more of the students. The spectrum of the student is different nowadays. They want it to be more global. They want it to be more think outside the box, and then I think that is going to help us a lot.
Perhaps I'm probably one of the most non-academic directors this place has had. I'm more community-based. Ben Rodriguez was not here because he was a graduate, so he was a community activist at the time. Mm-hmm. And you might have, and then everybody after us was in academia. Mm-hmm. And maybe that's good or bad, I don't know. Maybe it's good for the institution. Mm-hmm. That's why you were celebrating 35 years anniversary, and not 35 years since the fall of La Casa, el fracaso de La Casa.
I'm so happy that you're doing this 35-year celebration, because I think it is a special place, and I think it deserves to be recognized and continued. So hopefully this is part, this celebration is also a part of getting more resources and getting more support and more staff and people working there, because I am sure that it's still necessary. And it serves such a vital, important function that it's great that that's being recognized through